If you're an online coach and you are sick to the teeth of posting content and getting basically zero clients in, I'm going to break down the only content strategy that you need for the rest of 2025 and going into 2026. This is stuff that other business mentors would charge you thousands of pounds for. I'm just doing it for free because I think it's funny. So let's break it down. Now, your content strategy. In this video, I'm going to assume, as we said, before posting anything, you need to work out who it is that you actually want to work with, right? Who do you want to make content for? Once you know who you want to work with, you can then start to make content for those people. This is your ideal client, and I like to call it a dream customer. It's just a little step further than the ideal client. So let's assume that you know this, so that we're not going to go off track with this. Okay, so in terms of frequency of content and the content that you should be posting, if you're fully booked, and I would say as an online coach, managing 60 clients is super easy. You can do 30 check-ins on a Monday, 30 check-ins on a Tuesday. I would say that you're basically fully booked at 60 clients. Okay, you want to do more than that? Absolutely fine. But 60 clients, you should be posting a minimum of 5 pieces of content per week. 5 pieces per week. Now, I would do one photo dump or day in the life, right? The purpose behind photo dumps and day in the life is really just to let people get to know you, because there's so many coaches who just post fitness stuff, just talk about fitness, talk about macros, talk about the gym. People buy people, right? So the number one thing that you need to get across is you. You think about this as like a personal brand. The word personal should be the main thing that you should focus on, right? So people need to get to know you in this style of content. So your weekly photo dump, that can be pictures of you, it can be pictures of your dog, it can be pictures of a concert that you went to. It doesn't need to be fitness related. Think of it almost as a behind the scenes. People want to get to know you, and this is what we should be focusing on with this type of content. So outside of that, we want to do 2 pieces of social proof. Now, social proof is basically just proof that you can do what you say you can do. So this can be before and afters, right? It can be text message wins that clients have sent you. Hey mate, had a really good week, weights came down 3 pounds. This is all social proof stuff, okay? Now, on those social proof bits of copy, I would be doing what we would call CTAs, right? So this is a call to action. This, in these style of posts, I would put it as something specifically to do with working with you. So you kind of want to go through the story, lesson, offer with this. The story, the lesson, and then the offer. If you want to do the same, drop me a message with the word coaching, something like that. That's a very, very basic example of a CTA, okay? So we want to do one reel and one static image, okay? This can be basically this over the course of the week. So you can do 2 of these. You could do a reel, and for example, you could do a behind you. Like a person comes in behind you, you could say, this is my client, Stuart. Stuart has dropped 25 pounds of body fat in 10 weeks working with myself. This is the things that we focused on. These were the struggles that he had before he reached out to myself. If you want to do the same, DM me the word X, right? Super simple. Now, the static image post can be like your standard before and after picture. So this is what you should be doing as a minimum when you're fully booked to keep clients coming in, right? One talking head, you want to do value, pain points, something funny. These can even be like skit style videos if you make funny skit style videos. You need to just make sure that they're niche specific. Okay, so they need to be specific to your target audience. Now, the next one is one value tip. Okay, so we should always be trying to give value to our audience in the stuff that we're doing. So giving out valuable tips that they can use and try and make them niche specific. So my whole coaching company is based around emergency service workers, right? 9 times out of 10, they're going to work shifts. I worked for the NHS. I was a cop for nearly a decade. I have shitloads of experience in the NHS and in policing, right? So this is the stuff that I talk about. A value tip for myself could be how to manage nutrition over a run of night shifts, right? Again, most people don't know how to do that because they've never had to do it. I've put it into practice. I've used it with hundreds and hundreds of clients over the years as well. With this, you can do this as a reel, you can do it as a carousel, you can do it as a static image, or you can do it as a storytelling post. Super, super simple, right? In terms of your stories on Instagram, the one thing that really bugs my tits is when people share stuff from other people's accounts to their stories. People will go onto your stories because it's your story. So think about your story as your actual story, your story of the day, right? Think about this as here, daily documentary. So it's basically, and I look at this as like Conor McGregor. So if you were a big MMA fan and you liked Conor McGregor, if you followed him on Instagram and he just shared other stuff to his story, you wouldn't really watch his stories. Now, if he shared his behind the scenes, what he had for breakfast, taking his dog out for a walk, going out on his bike, taking one of his luxury cars out, whatever that might be, you would get way more value as a viewer from watching those stories than if he just reshared stuff to his stories. You probably wouldn't watch them. So it's the same for yourself as well, because people are interested in you. On top of this, I would do one piece of long form per week. One piece of long form content, and this can be like a 5-10 minute video. This could be like a YouTube video, something like that. Okay, so like this video. This is a piece of long form content that I am putting out. So you can do the same thing. That could be a day in the life video. It could be a training day video if you're doing like a leg day or something like that. You can just record yourself as you go through the day. Okay, and this doesn't need to be scripted. You don't need to have a fucking iPad. You can literally just pick up your phone and start talking to the camera and just think about it as documenting, right? As Gary Vee said, document, don't create. So don't try and create something, just document, get it posted, right? Now, if you're not fully booked, so if you're sitting at less than 60 clients, I would say you should be doing one, and you want to get to 60 clients. If you're sitting at 40 and you're just chilling and you don't want to, cool, you should probably stop watching this video anyway. Now, if you're not fully booked, but you want to get to 60 clients and above, you should be doing a minimum of 1 to 2 grid posts per day. A minimum, right? It's super easy to do them. You can repurpose content very, very easily as well. If you make a reel and you've typed out your reel and you've typed out the script for it, just take that script and make it into a carousel. Take that script and make it into a static image post, a picture of yourself with the same messaging that you're trying to get across in the reel on the static image. Okay, so 1 to 2 grid posts as above. 1 to 2 grid posts per day. Same as above, just more volume, right? So it's the same stuff. We want to be doing the same stuff as above if you're fully booked, just more of it, okay? Now, we still want to be doing 4 to 8 story posts per day, and I would probably do 2 to 3 pieces of long form content per week. And this is something that I do with the coaches that I work with to help them grow their business, is go over long form content. You should be making long form content because that, again, allows people to see the behind the scenes. Now, some of the coaches I work with, some of their long form content is educational. Some of them it's spend the day with me sort of thing. This is going to depend on your niche and your business and the people that you want to work with. Now, when we're posting content, this is us talking about the goals of our content. What is the goal / purpose of this piece of content? Okay. So for example, full transparency, the goal and purpose of this piece of content that I'm making just now is to give you guys value so that you can subscribe to the channel, and at some point you may then want to work with myself in the future to help you grow a fitness business. That's the purpose of this piece of content, right? What is the goal and purpose of your content? So if you're thinking about putting out a piece of content today, what is the purpose behind that content? You need to build know, like, and trust. So this should be the stuff that you should be focusing on in your content. These are the 3 pillars that you need to get from someone before they buy anything from you. And that's so that you can sell to your audience. So does this piece of content allow people to get to know me better? That can be a day in the lifestyle video. Does this piece of content allow people to like me more or less? And you're going to have some people who will be raving fans, and some people will just think you're a bit of a dick, right? That's always going to happen, and that will 100% happen, and it should happen if you're getting your personality across properly on social media. If you're not doing that and you're just bland and you're kind of soft and you're blending in, you're not really going to have raving fans or people that don't like you. And then you're probably not going to have clients. And if you do have clients, they will not be your ideal clients. I swear a lot, if you haven't picked up on that already. I'm trying not to, but I do swear a lot. It's just being Scottish, I guess. So does this piece of content allow people to get to know me more or less? This should be opinionated posts. You do want a divide. You want a divide between people who come onto your page and go, I really, really like this guy's stuff. And you want people to come onto your page and go, I don't really like this guy. That's what you want, okay? It shows that you're getting your personality across properly, because not everyone is going to like you, unfortunately. Does this post build trust with my followers? Does it show I can do what I say I can do? So if you've been working with Stuart, let's say you're working with Stuart again, and he has dropped 40 pounds of body fat in 16 weeks, and you post that up. That shows to your audience that you can do what you say you can do. Because there's so many coaches who have absolutely zero social proof, zero anything, and they're coming in as authority figures in this industry saying, here's how you should do this, here's how you should do this. In that case, if you don't have any social proof, use yourself. Here's how I did this. Bring a couple of clients on for free, get them some really, really good results from your coaching, and then you have social proof. This also goes back to the text message type stuff. So you can drop your clients a text message on a Thursday and say, hey mate, how's it going? Let me know any wins for the week. They will then text you back pieces of social proof. Hey mate, week's been really good. I got back into a pair of old work trousers and my weight's came down £3. Social proof. You can then post that. So this can be social proof, before and after, testimonials, etc. If you have really, really good clients you've been working with for a while and you have a good relationship with those clients, I would always, always ask them for a testimonial, because you can shout from the rooftops about how good your business is, but see if someone else, a previous customer or a current customer, is on your social media and there's a professional video with them saying, hey, my name's Stuart, I've been working with Greg for 15 weeks, it's been the best decision I've ever made, and then they go on to explain how good your coaching is. That is a million times better than you saying, hey, come and work with me, I'm a really good coach. A million times better. So focus on getting testimonials from your clients. Now, in terms of setting your profile up, this is your shop window, right? So your stories are behind the scenes, day in the life, daily documentary, every single day, 4 to 8 story posts minimum. Your profile is your shop window, okay? So don't make your videos look crap. Don't make your posts look crap. Put some effort into these bits of content, because this is your shop window. If you're at a shopping centre or if you're at the mall and you walk by a store and it looks really, really good, they've got the displays up, that is to attract people into the store. You want to do the same thing with your content on your profile. So in terms of how I would structure your content, the top 3 posts on your profile, these are the pinned posts, okay? So pinned to profile, 1, 2, and 3. So post number 1 is going to be my story, right? Your story, whatever that may be. So my story could be, for example, leaving school at 16, I worked for minimum wage in JD Sports, I then got my apprenticeship in a hospital, I then worked there for 5 years, I then joined the police, I was in the police for nearly 10 years, I worked in all these different departments, I've got loads of experience, blah, blah, blah. That could be my story, right? It just immediately people land on my page, oh, what's this guy all about? They click on that post and they can see basically everything about my life that I'm comfortable sharing on social media. That builds the know. So, number 2, this is this one in the middle, your best piece of social proof, right? Before and after, niche specific. Your best piece of social proof. This should be a before and after of a client, and your best before and after. See if they're not even really that good and you've only got one piece of content, post that anyway, right? Post that as the middle post anyway. Number 3 should be your service, right? Your service, let them know exactly what your service is all about and how it works. So talk them through even getting on the initial call with yourself, even them reaching out to you for the first time ever on Instagram. Hey mate, I just wanted to know a bit more about coaching. Share this. Share how it all works so it's very, very clear. So you've then told them all about yourself, you've showed them that you can do what you say you can do, and you've told them how your service works. That's all you need to do with these top 3 posts, okay? Now, when you do have a bit more money coming in, and when you are confident with what you're doing, I would always have a boosted post. Always, always, always. And I know some may, oh, we've never done paid ads, we don't do paid ads, blah, blah, blah. This isn't you setting up a fucking ad set on Facebook, right? If you've ever done that, it's an absolute pain in the ass. Sorry, Facebook, but it's a pain in the ass. So I would do a boosted post, right? Very, very simply. Now, with this post, the one thing that you do not want to do is try and offer something on this post, because you see it all the time. There's posts on social media, you'll scroll through your Instagram feed. If you're a busy dad, you fucking scroll right past it. If you've been struggling to lose weight, scroll right past it. No one cares, right? So keep this as a storytelling post. Use B-roll or static image. Keep it niche specific and keep it boosted. Get their attention in the first 3 seconds. So my boosted post starts off when I first joined the police. Immediately, that catches the attention of the people that I want to work with. So when I first joined the police, everyone around me was telling me that my training and nutrition would fall by the wayside. There were challenges going from working a 9 to 5 to working shifts. That's how my boosted post starts, okay? I keep that boosted. I think I spend about £250 a month, $300 a month, something like that. And again, you get lots of followers in off the back of it. If it's niche specific, you will get people in off the back of it who are your target audience, the people that you want to work with. You can then filter them down to dream customer by getting your opinion across on social media. Now, this is no offers, it's just storytelling. Don't offer anything on this post. Just keep it boosted. People are then like, right, cool, this guy's just telling a cool story. I like it. He's not trying to sell me anything. I don't know who he is. I'm going to follow him. And then they build that know, like, and trust with yourself. Jesus Christ. Other do nots, right? Do not jump on trends, cooking videos, reactions. You might get more follows, but they're the wrong sort of people, and it will hurt your business long term. I know lots of coaches who have jumped on trends and they've got an extra 50,000 followers. For example, there's a guy that I know very, very well who jumped on trends when these reels were going kind of viral. He was doing cooking videos. Again, super, super simple videos. Here's how to get 50 grams of protein in less than 3 minutes, right? People are going to watch that. People then follow you. But he's a men's only coach. And the majority of these, I think he maybe had 11,000 something followers beforehand, maybe 19,000 followers beforehand, and then ended up over 100,000, right? Now, the majority of them, from what he told me, were women, which is completely pointless. It is then going to damage your business. It's going to damage the rest of your content, because the next piece of content you put out about a guy who got in shape, those women aren't going to care about that, right? Because you're a men's only coach. So you need to be sensible with these things. So implement the basics and implement these basic changes, and you will outperform the majority of other coaches, because this is the stuff that people are not doing. If you've watched this video, you obviously want to grow your fitness business, okay? Also, subscribe to the channel, because I put videos out like this each week for free.